Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we're diving deep into the exciting world of 5 cents United States of America coins, small in size, but potentially huge in value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, you'll want to stick around as we reveal the top 9 most valuable US 5 cents coins, based on rare dates, unique mint marks, and high-demand conditions that make these tiny treasures worth big money in the collector's market today. Let's explore the hidden gems that could be sitting in your old coin jar right now. This unassuming 5-cent piece from the year 2000, featuring the iconic Monticello on the reverse and the revered Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, might just be the key to unlocking a small fortune hiding in plain sight. Known as the 2000 Jefferson nickel, some rare variants of this coin have taken the numismatic world by storm, fetching prices that seem almost unbelievable for something you'd expect to find in your pocket change. But make no mistake, if you possess one of these ultra-rare versions, you could be sitting on a gold mine that could change your financial destiny overnight. What truly sends collectors into a frenzy are the errors and varieties that slipped past the U.S. Mint's watchful eyes. One of the most talked about rarities is the 2000 P. Jefferson nickel, with full steps. This means the steps on Monticello are sharply struck and clearly visible, a sign of a near-perfect strike. While millions of nickels were minted that year, only a minuscule fraction display these full steps with absolute precision, making them highly sought after by serious collectors. And when these are graded in MS67 or higher by top grading agencies like PCGS or NGC, the price skyrockets into the hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Even more shocking are the rare error coins that have surfaced from this same year. We're talking about double die obverse, where Jefferson's features appear ghosted or doubled, or off-center strikes that distort the rim. These minting mistakes are like hidden treasures because they're so rare and so unpredictable. Collectors are willing to pay a massive premium for these oddities, especially if they're in uncirculated condition. Don't dismiss a coin just because it looks weird. Sometimes, that weirdness is your golden ticket. The Philadelphia-minted 2000 Jefferson nickel is also famous for a very limited run of proof-like strikes, which exhibit a mirror-like finish and sharp contrast, even though they weren't struck as part of the official proof set. These accidental gems can fetch incredibly high prices at auction. When combined with a flawless surface and a high-grade condition, the value jumps exponentially. You're not just looking at a coin. You're looking at a potential windfall in the palm of your hand. What makes these nickels even more compelling is their historical and cultural weight. The Monticello building, Jefferson's estate, is more than just architecture. It's a symbol of American legacy and intellect. Holding one of these coins, especially a rare and valuable one, connects you directly to that legacy. That emotional and patriotic value only drives collector demand even higher, pushing prices into ranges that no one would expect for a simple 5-cent piece. You might think, it's just a nickel, how valuable can it be? But that's exactly the mindset that causes people to unknowingly spend away a small fortune. In recent years, some rare 2000 Jefferson nickels have sold for over $1,500 at auctions. That's not a typo. One nickel, 5 cents, sold for $1,500 because it had the right mint mark, the right condition, and the right striking detail. Imagine cashing in on something you thought was worthless. These coins are like modern-day lottery tickets hiding in your change jar. The condition of the coin plays a critical role. A 2000 Jefferson nickel in circulated condition might only fetch a few dollars, but one that has been preserved in brilliant, uncirculated quality, untouched by the grime and friction of daily transactions, can command astronomical prices. Coins graded MS68 or higher are so rare, they enter the territory of elite collectors and high-stakes auctions, where bidders compete fiercely, driving values through the roof. Now picture this. You go through an old coin jar, or check the back of a drawer, and pull out a 2000 nickel. It looks sharp, maybe even pristine. You take a closer look under a magnifier and bam, you spot full steps, maybe even a doubling on Jefferson's eye or a shifted rim. That ordinary moment just turned extraordinary. That's how lives change, one rare coin, one right moment, one incredible discovery. Collectors and investors alike are waking up to the profit potential hidden in common pocket change. And the 2000 Monticello Jefferson nickel stands at the forefront of this growing trend. Its deceptive appearance as an ordinary coin makes it even more thrilling when the truth is revealed. It's rare, it's valuable, and it could quite literally transform your life. Don't make the mistake of spending this coin without checking it carefully. You could be handing away a coin worth hundreds or even thousands without even knowing it. So next time you come across a Jefferson nickel from the year 2000, don't ignore it. Flip it over, examine the steps on Monticello, look for any strange markings or shifts, and pay attention to its overall shine and condition. Because that little coin could be the hidden treasure that sets you on the path to overnight wealth. It's not just spare change, it's a potential miracle in your pocket. Next, if you think a simple nickel can't make you rich, think again. The 1964 Jefferson Monticello nickel might just be the unassuming jackpot sitting in your pocket change or tucked away in a jar at home. This coin, minted during a time of economic transition, carries more than just historical significance. It holds the potential to change your life overnight. Collectors across the nation are on the hunt for very specific variations of this 1964 nickel, and some are willing to pay thousands, yes, thousands, for the right one. So before you spend that old coin, you better take a closer look. That small piece of metal could be worth more than a gold bar. The year 1964 was monumental for U.S. coinage. It marked the last year nickels were made with their original metal composition before the coin shortage triggered mass hoarding. What makes the 1964 Jefferson nickel truly exceptional is the volume struck, over 2.8 billion coins. But don't let that fool you. Rarity isn't always about low mintage. It's about rare varieties, mint errors, and pristine conditions, and that's exactly where the treasure lies. Deep within this ocean of nickels are extraordinary rarities that collectors obsess over, and they're willing to pay top dollar for them. Now, let's talk about the holy grail among 1964 nickels, the full steps variety. On the reverse of the Jefferson nickel is the iconic Monticello building, and at the bottom, you'll find steps leading to its entrance. A true full steps, FS, nickel shows at least 5 or 6 fully struck, uninterrupted steps. These were incredibly hard to strike perfectly, especially in 1964 when minting quality had dropped due to high demand. Finding a 1964 Jefferson nickel with full steps in uncirculated condition is like finding a diamond in a coal mine. One such example graded MS-67 full steps sold for over $14,000 in auction. Yes, you heard that right, just one coin. But that's not all. There are mint errors from 1964 that take the value even higher. Some coins feature double dies, where the lettering or design appears to be doubled, especially visible on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." These doubling errors are extremely rare and can easily fetch thousands of dollars if certified by a grading company like PCGS or NGC. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and repunched mint marks. A 1964 nickel with a visible double die error and high grade could easily bring in over $5,000. These aren't coins you'll find every day, but they're out there, and people are finding them. And here's the kicker. Many of these valuable nickels are still in circulation or sitting unnoticed in collections. People don't realize the fortune they might be holding. You could unknowingly be carrying one of these gems in your wallet right now. So before you toss that nickel into a vending machine or spend it on something trivial, take a moment. Look closely. Examine the details. That coin might be your ticket to financial freedom. Collectors and dealers are constantly monitoring auctions and listings, hoping to snag one of these prized 1964 nickels before the market spikes even more. And trust me, the value has only gone up in recent years as more people dive into coin collecting. There's a surge of interest in vintage coins, and the 1964 nickel is right at the center of it. With more education and grading tools available today, the numismatic world is booming, and prices are climbing with it. What might have been worth a few cents yesterday could bring in thousands today. The condition of the coin is everything. If your 1964 nickel is worn or scratched, its value might be limited to face value. But if it's been stored safely, never circulated, and looks mint fresh, you could be holding a serious investment. Coins graded mint state 65 or higher, especially with full steps or mint errors, are the ones that hit the jackpot. Some collectors even pay premiums for coins in original mint sets or rolls. If you've got one in untouched condition, your fortune may already be made. What's truly amazing is how easily this coin blends into everyday life. It doesn't have a flashy design or precious metal content, but its hidden features are what make it so valuable. It's the ultimate underdog of U.S. coins. From a historical standpoint, it's a coin from the Cold War era, tied to economic shifts and minting strategies that shaped American currency. But from a collector's view, it's a treasure chest waiting to be opened. The Monticello reverse design, with its subtle elegance, has become symbolic of the hunt for the perfect nickel. It's not just a coin, it's a challenge, a quest for perfection. Collectors have spent decades tracking down the cleanest strikes, the boldest steps, and the clearest mint marks. And for those lucky enough to find one, the reward is not just financial, it's a triumph in the world of numismatics. This coin proves that greatness can come in the smallest, most overlooked forms. So the next time you're sifting through spare change, remember this. The 1964 Jefferson Monticello nickel might just be your golden opportunity in disguise. Don't overlook it, don't spend it casually, and definitely don't give it away without checking. This unassuming nickel could flip your entire financial story. It's more than just 5 cents. It's a potential windfall, a rare piece of history, and maybe, just maybe, your one-way ticket to overnight wealth. Next, that humble 1965 Jefferson Monticello nickel jingling in your pocket might just be a ticket to life-changing wealth. Most people would never suspect a 5-cent coin could carry such explosive value, but the truth about the rarest and most valuable 1965 nickels is jaw-dropping. These coins, often overlooked and mistaken for ordinary change, have fetched astonishing sums in auctions and private sales, with some specific examples commanding hundreds, even thousands of dollars. If you've got one of these rarities lying around, your financial destiny could change in a heartbeat. The 1965 Jefferson nickel stands out as a fascinating anomaly in U.S. coinage history. It was a transitional year, a period when the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in dimes and quarters, but not in nickels. Yet, amid this change, a number of unusual minting errors occurred that slipped through quality control. These rare variants, especially those with full steps on Monticello's design, sharp strikes, off-metal errors, or double dies, are now among the most hunted by collectors. A coin that might look worn and dull to the average person could actually be a goldmine for someone who knows what to look for. One of the most valuable versions of the 1965 Jefferson nickel is the full steps variety. This refers to the detail on the steps of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. Most 1965 nickels were poorly struck due to worn dies, making sharply defined full steps coins incredibly rare. Coins graded MS-66 or higher with full steps have been sold for over $4,000 at auction, and that number is steadily climbing as demand continues to skyrocket. The rarity lies in both the high grade and the pristine, detailed strike, which is a miraculous survival for this year. Even more dramatic are the rare 1965 Jefferson nickels that were mistakenly struck on the wrong planchet. A few have been discovered struck on copper-nickel-clad dime planchets, or even silver planchets left over from 1964 errors. These coins weigh less than a standard nickel and sometimes have clipped rims or appear off-centered, and that makes collectors go absolutely wild. In one shocking auction, a 1965 nickel on a dime planchet realized nearly $5,000. The reason? Simple. These errors are not only rare, but nearly impossible to replicate or fake convincingly. Another shocking twist to the 1965 nickel saga is the discovery of proof-like strikes, coins with mirrored fields and frosted devices. Now remember, the U.S. Mint did not produce proof sets in 1965 due to a coin shortage crisis, replacing them with special mint sets, SMS. But some 1965 nickels from SMS sets exhibit stunning mirror-like surfaces and strike quality rarely seen that year. These special examples, especially in pristine condition, are treated like hidden treasure in the numismatic world, often trading for hundreds or even thousands depending on eye appeal and grade. Let's talk numbers, because that's where the excitement truly ignites. While a regular 1965 nickel might be worth face value, a top-grade MS-67 example can easily cross the $1,000 mark. Add full steps or an error into the mix, and you're looking at serious five-figure territory. These aren't exaggerated claims. These are real sales from major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Coins collectors and dealers are constantly on the lookout for these elusive gems, offering top dollar for coins that meet their strict grading standards. Most people make the mistake of spending coins without even a second glance, but if you've got a sharp eye, you could beat the odds and uncover a 1965 nickel that changes everything. Always check for sharp details, unusual coloration, weight differences, or striking errors. If something looks off about your coin, that's the very reason you should hold on to it, because it might be one of the extremely rare and valuable anomalies. And trust me, these coins are still being discovered today in pocket change, old jars, and family collections. You don't need to be a millionaire to find one. All it takes is luck, patience, and a little bit of knowledge. In fact, many people have found these valuable 1965 Jefferson nickels by accident, only realizing their worth after getting them appraised or listed at auction. Imagine the shock when a coin you nearly tossed aside turns out to be worth more than your monthly paycheck, or even your car. That's the wild, wonderful reality of the coin collecting world, and it could happen to anyone. So the next time you're going through your spare change, don't overlook that worn-looking 1965 nickel. Examine it carefully, because you might just be holding a piece of numismatic gold. Whether it's a full steps gem, a planchet error, or a stunning SMS specimen, these rare Jefferson nickels are the kind of hidden treasures that rewrite your financial story in a single moment. All it takes is one coin to go from unnoticed to unforgettable, from ordinary to outrageously valuable. Collectors across the globe are watching the 1965 Jefferson nickel market closely, and the buzz is only growing louder. As more coins are graded and new discoveries made, the rarity and value of these coins continue to rise. Don't be the one who spends away your chance at a fortune. Educate yourself, check your coins, and get them professionally graded if they show any promise. Because that simple 5-cent piece might just be worth a small fortune, and it could be sitting right there in your pocket. Next, imagine holding a simple nickel in your hand, just another coin you might toss into your pocket or leave in your car's cup holder. But what if I told you that one specific 1973 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel could be worth thousands of dollars today? Yes, this unassuming 5-cent piece could be your golden ticket to fortune if you know exactly what to look for. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a true story of how a tiny detail in a coin can turn loose change into life-changing wealth. So before you spend or trade that 1973 nickel, you need to hear this. The 1973 Jefferson nickel might look like any other, but certain rare varieties and minting errors make this year an absolute jackpot for collectors. Most of these nickels were produced by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but it's the tiny mint marks, die errors, and condition that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Coins with full steps on Monticello, those sharply defined steps on the back of the coin, are incredibly rare for 1973, and when found in pristine condition, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. A true gem among 1973 nickels is the elusive full steps variety, particularly the 1973 D. Jefferson nickel with a perfectly struck reverse. The full steps designation means the coin has 5 or 6 uninterrupted steps at the base of Monticello, a feature that was often lost due to weak strikes during that era. A 1973 D full steps nickel in MS 66 or higher grade is considered a dream find. One such coin sold for over $1,800, and that's just the beginning. With rising demand and fewer high-grade examples surfacing, the value keeps climbing. And let's talk about errors, the ultimate prize for sharp-eyed collectors. Double die obverse or reverse errors, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies can make a 1973 Jefferson nickel exponentially more valuable. One extremely rare double die error from 1973 shocked the numismatic community when it surfaced, showing clear doubling on Jefferson's profile and the inscriptions. That coin sold for more than $3,000 due to its rarity and visual appeal. If you happen to have such a coin, You're holding a rare piece of American minting history and a cash machine in your palm. Even without a rare error, coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as MS-67 or better can bring in major money. High-grade coins are sought after by serious collectors who want flawless examples for their sets. The frosty luster, sharp strike, and untouched surfaces of a high-grade 1973 nickel make it a trophy piece. If your coin has never been circulated, or if it was preserved in a mint set with brilliant surfaces, it could very well be worth hundreds or even more, depending on current market trends. Don't overlook the power of provenance. A 1973 Jefferson nickel with a well-documented auction history or from a famous collection can drive up its value even more. Collectors often pay a premium for coins with a story, and if your coin comes with a trail of authenticity, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Add that to a rare variety, and you're talking serious numismatic treasure, something dealers and investors fight over. The key is knowing what to look for. Take out your magnifying glass and inspect every detail. The mint mark location, the sharpness of Monticello's steps, the clarity of Jefferson's profile. Even the smallest variation can mean the difference between 5 cents and $5,000. Some 1973 nickels have ghost steps, almost visible full steps that just barely miss the designation. These near-miss coins still command impressive prices, especially if they're nearly uncirculated. This is why so many coin hunters are now turning their attention to pocket change. They know that in the sea of ordinary nickels, that one extraordinary 1973 coin might be lurking, undiscovered, unnoticed, waiting to change someone's life overnight. Think about it. A coin you might accidentally drop on the street could be worth more than your car. And they're still out there, hiding in drawers, piggy banks, and old rolls of change. Before you ever think of spending a 1973 Jefferson nickel, make sure you've done your homework. Have it appraised by a professional, especially if it looks unusually sharp or pristine. Submit it for grading if you think it could be a full steps variety or contains a minting error. Because once you let it go, there's no turning back, and someone else could be the one to cash in on your overlooked treasure. So next time you're handling your spare change, don't rush. Pause. Look closer. That seemingly worthless 1973 Monticello nickel could be the coin that changes everything. It could pay off your debt, buy your dream car, or fund your next big move. Your fortune might just be lying at the bottom of a coin jar, and all it takes is one rare find to make it all real. Next, the 1977 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel might seem like just another ordinary coin rattling in your pocket, but don't be fooled. This small piece of American currency could be your golden ticket to overnight fortune. Yes, you heard that right. Hidden among everyday change, this specific year's nickel has gained legendary status among collectors for certain rare varieties and high-grade specimens that can fetch hundreds, even thousands, of dollars on today's hot numismatic market. With the right eye and a bit of luck, you might be holding onto a coin that collectors are willing to battle for. What makes the 1977 Jefferson nickel so desirable? It's not just age or nostalgia. It's the extremely rare minting errors and pristine conditions that send the value skyrocketing. Coins that have been struck off-center, show doubling in the inscriptions, known as a double die, or feature full steps on Monticello can command jaw-dropping prices. Full steps refers to the visible, unbroken steps on the image of Monticello on the reverse of the coin. This detail is notoriously difficult to preserve during minting and even harder to keep intact through circulation. A 1977 nickel with full steps in uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds, and if it's a proof-like or near-perfect MS-67 or higher grade, the price goes way up. One of the most prized errors in 1977 nickels is the dramatic off-center strike, which occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during minting. These eye-catching misprints are rare and can fetch between $200 to over $1,000 depending on severity and condition. There's also chatter in the collector community about possible 1977 nickels with transitional planchet errors, where the coin might have been struck on a leftover planchet from another denomination or metal composition. These are incredibly scarce but have been documented in nearby years, so finding one could literally mean a jackpot. Another jackpot trigger? The grade of the coin. Most nickels you find in circulation are heavily worn, but if you stumble across a 1977 nickel in near mint or mint state, especially with sharp details and full steps, you could be holding a mini treasure. Coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have reported several 1977 nickels graded MS-66 or MS-67 being sold for hundreds of dollars at auctions. And because high-grade 1977 nickels are rare, thanks to the coin's design and minting challenges, the value keeps climbing every year. Let's not forget the scarcity tied to the Denver and Philadelphia mints. While the U.S. Mint struck millions of nickels that year, finding one with exceptional clarity, original luster, and full-step details from either mint is like striking gold. Collectors often pay a premium for coins with low population reports, meaning very few in top condition exist. And if yours is one of those few, rest assured someone will pay dearly to add it to their prized collection. A little-known secret that coin dealers won't always tell you: some 1,977 nickels show signs of die cracks or cuds, where the minting die was damaged, leaving behind odd raised lines or blobs of metal. While they might look like flaws to the untrained eye, these errors are highly collectible and increase the value exponentially. Each error coin is unique, and that uniqueness is what makes collectors go wild and pay wildly. Even if your 1977 nickel looks ordinary, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look, preferably under magnification. Check for mint marks, doubling, sharp steps on Monticello, or any unusual patterns. Compare it with grading charts or send it to a professional grader if you suspect you've got something special. The tiniest detail can make the biggest difference in turning a 5-cent coin into a $500 payday, or even more. Remember, coins in circulation go through decades of handling, wear, and dirt, but a well-preserved 1977 nickel, possibly tucked away in a drawer or coin jar for years, could still retain high value today. Coin collectors love original skin coins, those that haven't been cleaned or tampered with, and that originality can massively boost value. If you find one in such pristine condition, you're not just lucky, you're potentially rich. Don't overlook old change. That simple 1977 Monticello nickel could change your life if it holds the right traits. It might be the most valuable 5 cents you'll ever hold, an overlooked gem that could pay your rent, buy your dream gadget, or even jumpstart your collecting career. With coin values rising and numismatic interest booming, now is the time to check those jars, wallets, and old drawers before spending them carelessly. So next time you find a nickel-stamped 1977, take a pause. That unassuming little coin might be the ticket to your fortune. From full steps to wild errors to high-grade gems, the 1977 Jefferson nickel is more than just currency. It's a potential treasure trove waiting to be uncovered. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Get it appraised, get it graded, and who knows, tonight's dinner bill might turn into tomorrow's down payment on a car. Next, the 1980 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel may seem like just another everyday coin, but beneath its humble appearance lies a treasure that could change your financial destiny overnight. Some rare versions of this nickel have fetched thousands of dollars at auctions, and collectors around the world are on the hunt for these hidden gems. If you've got a coin jar or an old stash of change, it's time to look closer, because that 1980 nickel might be your ticket to a fortune. This isn't just spare change, it's potentially life-changing money waiting to be discovered. What makes the 1980 Jefferson nickel so special isn't just its age, it's the rare mint errors, pristine conditions, and unique characteristics that turn this 5-cent piece into a gold mine. Collectors pay a premium for nickels struck off-center, with full steps on Monticello, or with die cracks that occur during the minting process. A regular coin might be worth face value, but one with a coveted full steps designation, showing 5 or 6 clearly defined steps on Monticello, can be valued at hundreds, even thousands of dollars if it's in uncirculated or proof-like condition. Even more thrilling is the demand for coins from the Denver Mint, marked with a small D under the year. Some 1980 D nickels have surfaced with dramatic striking errors, such as double dies or off-metal strikes, and these rarities can explode in value depending on condition and clarity. Imagine having one of these error coins in your possession. It might just turn an ordinary afternoon into an unforgettable moment of jackpot discovery. You could be holding something no one else has, a piece of numismatic history hiding in plain sight. The most legendary 1980 Jefferson nickel discovered to date was auctioned off for over $2,000, and that wasn't even the highest grade possible. Coins graded MS-66 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare and bring in serious money. These coins show no signs of wear and maintain their sharp details and original mint luster. If you have a coin that's never been in circulation or was pulled from a mint set, you could be sitting on a hidden investment waiting to pay off big time. Condition is king in the coin collecting world, and the 1980 nickel is no exception. A simple scratch or blemish can lower the value drastically, but a coin in mint state can shoot your payday sky high. Always store your coins in protective holders and avoid handling them with bare hands. The difference between a $5 coin and a $5,000 one can sometimes come down to how well it's been preserved. If you've inherited a coin collection or found an untouched roll from decades ago, don't spend it until you check for this overlooked treasure. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Some 1980 nickels were struck on the wrong planchets, meaning the coin blank was not meant for a nickel, but for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. These bizarre mint errors are ultra-rare and insanely valuable. A few have been authenticated and sold for several $1,000s each, and they're still out there. If you find a 1980 nickel that feels too light, too heavy, or looks oddly colored, get it checked immediately. You might be staring at a one-in-a-million find. The Jefferson nickel series has long been a favorite among collectors, and the 1980 issue is quickly rising in popularity as more high-value examples come to light. Demand is increasing as collectors complete sets in higher grades and hunt for elusive mint errors. That demand drives up the value even more, creating a snowball effect of rising prices. If you hold on to your rare 1980 nickel or sell at the right time, the return on investment could be staggering. Many collectors are even turning to online marketplaces like eBay or heritage auctions to either find or sell these rare nickels. Some listings with verified grades and known errors are selling out almost instantly. That's how hungry the market is for these numismatic rarities. Don't make the mistake of passing your coin to a vending machine or coin counter. It could be worth more than a month's salary. Always verify before you let it go. Your fortune might be sitting at the bottom of your drawer right now. What makes the 1980 Monticello nickel even more appealing is its accessibility. Unlike gold coins or rare dollar bills, this nickel was minted in large numbers and millions still circulate. That means anyone can find one. It's an open treasure hunt. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. You just need sharp eyes and a little bit of luck. One good find could change your life forever, and all it takes is paying attention to the details most people ignore. So before you drop that 1980 nickel into a tip jar or lose it in your couch cushions, take a moment to inspect it. Look for mint marks, check the steps of Monticello, and pay close attention to its edges, weight, and luster. If you think it might be something special, get it professionally graded and appraised. Because this unassuming little coin might just be the most valuable piece of metal you'll ever hold. Don't spend it cheap. Spend a moment learning its worth, and it could bring you a windfall you never imagined. Next, if you've ever glanced at your spare change and spotted a 1989 Monticello Jefferson nickel, you might be holding onto a jackpot without even knowing it. This humble 5-cent coin, which most people toss aside without a second thought, has become a gold mine in the hands of collectors who know what to look for. The 1989 Jefferson nickel may appear ordinary at first glance, but hidden among these coins are ultra-rare varieties and errors that have sold for hundreds, and in some rare cases, thousands, of dollars at auction. The secret is in the details, and those details could change your fortune overnight. The U.S. Mint struck millions of these coins in 1989, but only a small fraction possess the unique features that make them exceptionally valuable. What makes a 1989 nickel worth more than face value is not just its age, but the rare errors and special mint conditions that occurred during the minting process. For example, there are known specimens of the 1989 nickel with off-center strikes, double die obverse, and full steps on Monticello, tiny design elements that are often incomplete on common nickels. If your coin shows these features, Don't even think about spending it. You could be looking at a treasure worth hundreds, even thousands. The most coveted 1989 Jefferson nickels are those with what's known as full steps, referring to the steps on the Monticello building on the reverse side of the coin. Normally, these steps appear worn or blurry due to the high-speed minting process. But in rare cases, if a coin was struck using fresh dies and handled carefully, all 5 or 6 steps appear clean and sharp. Collectors go wild for these full steps nickels. A certified 1989 P or 1989 D nickel with full steps in mint state condition can fetch well over $300 to $800 depending on the grade. Some rare MS-67 specimens have sold for even more. Now, let's talk about error coins. These are the accidental miracles that happen at the U.S. Mint. A 1989 nickel struck on the wrong planchet, such as a penny or foreign coin blank, can easily be worth thousands. Off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, are also highly sought after. Even minor doubling on Jefferson's face or the word Liberty can boost the value sky-high if verified by a grading service. One such error coin, certified by PCGS, sold for over $1,500 simply because it had an unusually strong double die and near-perfect luster. And don't underestimate the power of condition. A typical 1989 Jefferson nickel from circulation may be worth just 5 cents. But if your coin is in brilliant, uncirculated condition, meaning no scratches, no wear, and mirror-like surfaces, it could be worth hundreds even without rare errors. Coins graded MS-65 or higher are often pulled from original mint sets or lucky rolls and command serious attention in the market. If you find one with these characteristics, get it certified by PCGS or NGC immediately. Collectors and investors alike are now scouring through rolls of nickels from the late 80s, hoping to uncover the next hidden gem. The coin market is booming, and Jefferson nickels from 1989 are gaining attention thanks to their potential to turn ordinary people into overnight success stories. A few dollars spent on a roll of bank-wrapped nickels could be your ticket to a payday far beyond your imagination. People have literally struck gold hunting through change jars. Why not you? What makes the 1989 Monticello nickel even more exciting is how easy it is to overlook. It's not a flashy silver dollar or a rare gold coin. It's a basic 5-cent piece that almost no one expects to be worth a fortune. But therein lies the magic. It hides in plain sight. Your average person won't know what a full step or double die is, and that gives savvy collectors the edge. Knowledge is power, and in this case, knowledge might be worth a small fortune. Online marketplaces and auctions are buzzing with Jefferson nickels fetching record-breaking prices. Coin collectors are paying top dollar for slabbed, high-grade nickels with unique characteristics. The market for rare U.S. coinage is hot, and even international collectors are joining the race for these undervalued American classics. So if you find a 1989 nickel with sharp details, odd striking errors, or pristine luster, don't let it go cheaply. It might be the coin that changes your financial destiny forever. Every once in a while, history drops a gem into the hands of the unsuspecting. The 1989 Monticello nickel might just be your gem. Whether it came to you through change, an old coin jar, or inherited from a loved one, this simple coin could be your hidden treasure. Don't spend it, don't toss it, and don't ignore it. Examine it closely. That 5-cent piece could be your gateway to riches. And if you're lucky enough to own one of the rare varieties, congratulations, you're holding a true American numismatic legend. So before you dismiss the change in your pocket or that jar collecting dust on your shelf, take a closer look. The 1989 Monticello Jefferson nickel might be your ticket to an unexpected windfall. Fortune favors the curious, and in the world of rare coins, the smallest details can make the biggest difference. This isn't just a nickel. It's a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. Next, have you ever checked your spare change and unknowingly passed over a tiny treasure? One seemingly ordinary coin from 1998 might just be your ticket to overnight fortune. The 1998 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel may not look flashy at first glance, but collectors around the world are hunting for very specific versions of this coin, versions that have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you've got a sharp eye and a bit of luck, this coin in your pocket could turn your life around in a heartbeat. What makes the 1998 Jefferson nickel so valuable isn't just its age. It's the rare mint errors and unique strike varieties that make certain specimens a goldmine. Some of the most prized versions feature dramatic double die obverse, off-center strikes, or full steps on the Monticello building. Details that may be tiny but have massive implications in the collector's market. One rare double die error from 1998 shows visible doubling on the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," and coins like these have fetched over $500 under the right conditions. That's right, 5 cents turned into $500. The full steps variety is another jackpot detail to look out for. If you flip over your 1998 nickel and see perfectly struck steps on the Monticello building, especially if it has 6 full steps with no breaks, you might be holding a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Collectors crave these sharp, detailed strikes because they indicate an early, clean die state, and high-grade examples with full steps can command values soaring past $1,000 when graded MS66 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. And then there are the off-center strikes, those quirky-looking coins that seem off-balance or misaligned. If your 1998 nickel was struck more than 10% off-center and still shows a full date and mint mark, collectors will line up to pay hundreds for that one-of-a-kind mistake. Even more astonishing are the dramatic mint errors that involve multiple striking or clipped planchets when the coin blank itself is oddly shaped or missing a portion. These bizarre beauties can auction for well over $1,200 depending on their uniqueness and eye appeal. Mint mark also plays a role in value. While the Philadelphia and Denver mints both produced nickels in 1998, the ones with the D mint mark from Denver tend to have more sharply struck full-step versions. But don't ignore the Philadelphia issues. They have yielded some of the most spectacular error coins found from this year, including double strikes and coins struck on foreign planchets. Just imagine turning a 5-cent coin into a 4-figure payday just because you checked the fine print. Condition is king in the world of rare coins. A 1998 Jefferson nickel that has been preserved in mint state condition, no scratches, no wear, just a crisp strike and glossy luster, can bring jaw-dropping prices if it also features a rare variety or error. A near-perfect example with a grading of MS67 or higher can be a collector's dream, especially if it has full steps or an error that sets it apart. That's why it's so important to keep these coins safe if you suspect they're valuable. Don't toss them into a change jar or spend them at the grocery store. The auction market for Jefferson nickels has been heating up, especially as more collectors seek out niche varieties. Coin shows, online auctions, and grading forums are constantly buzzing with new discoveries. Some people have even made thousands of dollars by finding a rare 1998 nickel in old pocket change, estate collections, or rolls of coins from the bank. The demand for rare Jefferson nickels from the 1990s has quietly exploded, and if you've got the right one, your financial situation could change dramatically overnight. One of the most exciting parts of this coin story is the element of surprise. Many people have these coins sitting around, totally unaware of their hidden value. While the average person wouldn't give a second glance to a 1998 nickel, a collector with a trained eye sees opportunity, profit, and potential in every detail: mint mark, step count, strike alignment, die errors, and more. It's like a national treasure hiding in plain sight, just waiting for the right person to spot it. If you're serious about coin collecting or just want to know if your 1998 nickel might be worth big bucks, it's time to grab a magnifying glass and check every inch. Look at the Monticello steps, inspect the lettering for doubling, and study the rim for alignment. A trip to a local coin dealer or a professional coin grading service could turn that pocket change into a payday you never expected. Every day, new rare coins are being discovered, and yours might be next. So before you spend that plain-looking 1998 nickel, think twice. It could be the most valuable coin you've ever held. That small piece of metal in your palm might not just be worth 5 cents. It could be your fast track to a financial breakthrough. Don't make the mistake of letting this fortune slip through your fingers. One tiny coin could unlock an extraordinary reward, and it might be waiting in your wallet right now. Next, if you've got a 1990 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel sitting in your change jar, it's time to grab a magnifying glass, because this little 5-cent coin might just be your ticket to overnight riches. While millions were minted, only a handful possess the unique characteristics that make them astonishingly valuable in today's collector market. That's right, some of these nickels have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auction, shocking collectors and everyday people alike. What looks like pocket change could secretly be a jackpot waiting to explode in value. The 1990 Jefferson nickel might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but rare errors and varieties lurking among them are what fuel the excitement. The most prized of these include dramatic off-center strikes, double-die obverse varieties, and full steps on the Monticello design. If your 1990 nickel features sharp, uninterrupted steps leading up to the Monticello building, you could be holding a full steps designation coin, an extremely desirable trait that often multiplies its value tenfold. These full-step varieties have fetched well over $500 depending on condition and grading. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Combine a full-steps designation with a minting error like a misaligned die, double strike, or off-metal planchet, and the price skyrockets. We're talking about coins that have been known to reach values north of $2,000 when certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. These types of mint errors are not something you see every day, and when a collector spots one, they're ready to pay big money to secure it. The rarity, the demand, and the uniqueness all blend together to turn this nickel into a mini fortune. One of the most thrilling finds among 1990 nickels is the rare, double-die variety. On these error coins, you'll see noticeable doubling on the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and even the date itself. These double details aren't just cool to look at, they're a red flag to coin experts that you're holding a rare gem. Depending on condition, these double-die nickels from 1990 can pull in hundreds, and if the coin is uncirculated or graded MS65 or higher, the price can break into the four-digit territory. The Philadelphia and Denver mints both struck 1990 nickels, but it's the Denver mint, marked with a small d next to the date, where some of the most valuable errors have been discovered. Coins with sharp luster, minimal contact marks, and flawless features have stunned auction houses, especially when they exhibit full steps or come in near-perfect mint state. Even without an error, if you find a 1990 D nickel graded MS67 or above, it could be worth hundreds due to its incredible scarcity at such a high grade. Many collectors overlook circulated coins, but don't make that mistake with the 1990 Jefferson nickel. Some circulated nickels with strong details and partial steps have sold for surprising amounts on eBay and at coin shows. Collectors looking to complete Jefferson nickel sets are willing to pay well above face value for examples that still boast sharp strikes and clean surfaces, especially if they display unique toning or patina. That humble coin in your drawer might have aged into a masterpiece without you knowing. Now, let's talk about proof nickels from 1990, especially those minted in San Francisco with an S mint mark. These proof coins were struck on polished dies and meant for collectors, but some have escaped into circulation or ended up in mixed lots. If you stumble across a 1990 S-proof nickel in pristine condition, its mirror-like surface and cameo contrast can make it highly valuable. And if it was mistakenly struck with a regular die or contains a flaw, such as a missing mint mark, that value can rise dramatically. Authentication and grading are your best friends when dealing with rare 1990 nickels. Submitting your coin to PCGS or NGC can confirm if it's a valuable variety and assign it a grade that dramatically impacts its worth. A common-looking nickel can leap from 5 cents to $1,000 overnight just by being authenticated and receiving a high mint state grade. The collector market thrives on certified coins, and yours could be the next one shaking up the auctions. There have been real-life success stories of people discovering these rare 1,990 nickels in rolls from the bank, old piggy banks, and inherited coin jars. Imagine casually sorting through change and finding a 5-cent piece that turns out to be worth more than your paycheck. These aren't fairy tales, they're documented sales and auction wins. People who knew what to look for turned their everyday nickels into jaw-dropping paydays. You could be next. So before you ever spend a 1990 Jefferson nickel, take a close look. Hold it under a light. Check for doubling. Inspect the steps of Monticello. Look at the edges. If you find something out of the ordinary, do not spend that coin. That small nickel could change your life. fund your dreams, or become the start of an entirely new collecting journey. In a world where fortunes are often hidden in plain sight, the 1990 Monticello nickel is a sparkling reminder that wealth sometimes comes disguised as loose change.